Okay, so here is the card again. This is what we're going to make, something a little similar to this, but not quite the same. It's so pretty. And then just a little accent on the inside here. So let's look at what we're doing. We are going to use the Tasteful Labels dies for the sentiments. I have these out to show you. We are also, of course, using the Artistically inked bundle. And we did use this particular die in the kit to go. You'll be cutting a beautiful image from that with your kit to go. However, I wanted to use this one too because this is so striking and it makes such pretty cards. So that's why we're using that one today. And again, you have 4 different sentiments, so it covers lots of occasions. You've got a thank you, a happy birthday, and then you could use best wishes for any kind of a special occasion, and then a hello all occasion card. I love it. We are going to be using Old Olive ink, and I am going to be dyeing some ribbon with the Old Olive Stampin' blends. So on the card that I made in advance, I use the Pretty Peacock Stampin', or the Pretty Peacock / Old Olive reversible ribbon. So it's kind of Old Olive on one side, Pretty Peacock on the other. That's what I did with this card, but for the card that I'm going to make now, based on this card, we're going to do Pale Papaya, and we're going to make it a different color. And that's what's nice about Stampin' Blends. You can take any light color ribbon and customize it to make it work exactly for your needs, which is what we're doing. Then we have the embellishment pack that's part of this product suite, and it's the foil and the little self-adhesive glimmery, glittery sequins. I love them. And then I should say sparkly. They don't have glitter on them, but they catch the light in the facets and they're very sparkly. And then the Expressions and Ink Specialty Designer Series paper. Oh, wow. It's just a wow in every way. I'm sure as I'm holding it here, you can see all the beautiful gold foil that's on this. And again, if you want to re-catch anything about the kit to go, just jump on my Stamping to Share website. It's just stampingtoshare.com, and you can find information about it. So let's go ahead and make this card the same but different. So the first thing that I'm going to do is start out with Old Olive cardstock. It's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then the next thing we do is we're going to do the inside panel. And this is 4 by 5 1/4, and it's basic white. And then I'm going to use some multi-purpose liquid glue, and I'm going to put a strip down here at the bottom. And I've got a 3/4 inch by 4 inch panel of the striped gold, but we're not going to use the striped gold. For this card, everything that we're going to do is going to be the reverse side. So we have this Pale Papaya look with the watercolor kind of alcohol look. So I'm going to scoot this on here, and with the glue you've got a little second there to wiggle it around. So that's the inside panel. And then to put it into our card, I've got my Stampin' Seal, and we just put one strip at the top, and we're going to set this right here on the inside panel. So that is pretty much done. You can add a little foil element on the inside like I did on the original card to give it a little more oomph. We'll see if I don't know if I took an extra out of there. So we'll see if I do that at the end or not. I may not. Okay, so now let's work on the front panel. So on the front panel, we have some stamping that we need to do. So we're going to take a piece of basic white scrap, and I've got the Old Olive ink here, and we're just going to stamp this really pretty rose image. And then, I just have to hold it up. Look at the variegation in the stamping. Light and dark and just that beautiful watercolor look. It's just so much fun. Then we have the hello. So again, you just stamp this on scrap. And then you take the dies. Now, there's coordinating dies that go with this. So they're called artistic dies. So you'll find there's a coordinating die that will cut that right out. And then for the sentiment, we're using the Tasteful Labels dies, as I mentioned before, and we're going to use this one and cut out that hello. So I did do that in advance just to save a little time. So let me grab that. I have to get it out of this little baggie. Here we are. I didn't want to lose it. So I have that, and this is one that I did in advance. And then we're going to take, oh no, what did I do with it? Here it is. Again, we've got the striped side, but I'm going to use the other side because we're going to make this card a little bit different. But it is 4 by 5 1/4, and we're going to use this side. So now, sometimes when you look at a piece of cardstock, or piece of patterned paper, and it's sort of like this collage-y watercolor look, in my mind, there is an up and a down. And what I do to figure out what the up and the down is I look for the greatest concentration of color or darkness. And so in my eye, this to me looks like it should be at the bottom. And so I'm going to flip it around, and this is going to be the bottom, and this is going to be my top. Then I'm going to take some pale papaya ribbon. As I mentioned before, we're going to coordinate this with our Old Olive cardstock. So I've got a piece of scrap here, and I am going to take, I've got the Old Olive Stampin' blends. They're purchased in a set. So you get a light Old Olive and a dark Old Olive, and that's great for coloring. But I'm going to take the dark Old Olive, and I'm going to use the thicker, more brush end, and I'm just going to run that right over the top of my pale papaya ribbon. And just like magic, it's colored to exactly match my Old Olive cardstock. Isn't that great? I did do one in advance, so I've got that ready. Let me grab it. And we're going to put that on first and foremost, because whenever there's a ribbon wrap, you want to do that before you actually put the panel down onto the card. So you're going to go up maybe about an inch or so, and then I'm just going to wrap it, and I'm going to settle that in so that it stays put with some handy dandy Scotch tape. So I've got that right here. I'm going to flip that around, and there we go. Now we can start decorating our front panel here. So I mentioned that I wanted to use that leaf die cut. So I did do that, and I did cut that out in advance. So this is what the back side of the paper looked like, and then I cut the leaf image from this Old Olive sort of watercolor polished stone looking background. And that's the side I actually want to use. And then what I did last night, right before I went to bed, is I took multi-purpose liquid glue and I run a strip. These are, let me just show you. You won't be able to see this very well, but the veins in these leaves are wide enough that you can get a little strip of glue on it. Well, then this morning I forgot I had put glue on this whole thing, so I promptly set something down on top of it. Well, then I couldn't find it, and then 20 minutes later, I found it, and it was stuck pretty good. So I had to carefully peel it off, because what it does is it makes sort of like a glue dot. So I had to carefully peel it off so it would not break. But I did it, and now I'm storing it on my silicone mat, so it's ready to go here onto my card. So what I'm going to do is set this in. I'm going to scoot my ribbon up here just a second. I want to set this in. Oh, it's so sticky. I should have put this on probably before I put the ribbon down, but I know I want this to be about right here. I have to arrange it a little bit. And I want, oh my goodness. So we're going to do a little surgery here. Not too big a one, but let me untape this, because I really probably should have set this really sticky glue dotted leaf down first. So let me do that. So I'm going to set this more at an angle going towards the corner, and then this comes up like so. There we go. I think this is the way I want it. So set that in, and then you can press it down. Let me tell you, it's not going anywhere. It is down for good. All right, so there we go. We have our leaf in place. Look at how pretty that is. Then we'll take our ribbon and we'll rewrap it. So bring this around over the top of the leaf, and away we go. So Nisi just joined us. She said, great idea with the multi-purpose liquid glue. I do love the multi-purpose liquid glue, especially for little intricate things that are kind of hard to put onto your projects. All right, so then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to decorate this, which isn't that hard. So remember, I was telling you, I only have one sheet that's not been broken into, so this isn't even a full pack. These are all on back order right now, and I just have my fingers crossed and my toes crossed that everything comes in time for my kit to go. I can't even order them, but hopefully next week I'll be able to order them. So anyway, we're going to use these to decorate, and I did get a few pieces out in advance here. So I'm going to pull those out. And then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out where I want my rose and where I want my hello. And so I can probably put my hello on right now. So I'm going to do that with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Oh, thank you. You guys are loving the leaf. It is beautiful. I agree. Thank you, Philomena. Philomena had the cutest little thing on her Facebook newsfeed this morning. It was like espresso pots and coffee and everything ready to go. And I was like, yay, I'll be right over. It was so cute. I just loved it. I wish I could come right over. It'd be really fun. So now we're going to set our hello just like this. I put a couple of dimensionals on it. So that's the first thing that we want to do. Then the next thing we want to do is decide where we want our leaves. So let me just look at this a little bit. So we're going to take this one, and I think we're going to set this one about right here. And again, it's just so easy to use a little bit of Scotch tape on the back. Oh, Julie has joined us too. Welcome, Julie. Thank you. So many of you have shared too. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So this rose is going to go like this, and then we want another little bit of leaves. And goodness, which way should I go here? I think I'm gonna trim these leaves up a little bit. So I'm just gonna take my scissors, and just give me a second here. So you can do that. You don't have to use things exactly the way they are. I think I want these layered up a little bit. So I am going to use again some Scotch tape, and I'm going to put this on the back and flip it over, and hopefully that will catch on both of them. But if not, I know I'm going to be putting this on glue dots, so I can just add a glue dot right there and right there, and it should be good. All right, and then I think I want one more little sprig of something, maybe down here. Maybe I'll add that at the end. So what I'm going to do now is I know that I'm going to put this about like this. Uh-oh, I forgot I had dimensionals on here. I think like this. Okay, so it does need something here. Do you see how that just looks really empty? So let's go ahead and add a leaf there. So I think I just really need one leaf. So I'm going to trim this little leaf off. And I'm going to put a leaf over here too. So, whoops, let me do that as well. There we go. Oh, that looks so much better. Then I'm going to add a little small sprig like this. Oh my goodness, it's just getting so pretty. Yep, that's going to work. So let me add that. So I'm going to flip that around, add some more tape here. There, and we have everything taped onto the back, and we have it, and it's all ready to go onto our card, and it looks beautiful. So now we can go ahead, add the rest of the dimensionals, and we'll set it onto the front of our card. And it's beautiful. And I do think I want some minis on these leaves here just to keep them up. So let me grab my mini dimensionals. I'll put a mini over here and a mini over here. All right. And now it's time to put this beautiful finishing crowning touch right onto the front of our card, which is going to look something like this. Wow, it really pops, doesn't it? Look at how gorgeous that is. Wow. Okay, so now what we're going to do is put this onto the front of our card. And then look, I have a couple of leaves left. I can use that on the inside panel. So I'm going to take my multi-purpose liquid glue and just add a little strip of glue all the way around. And we're going to set this right here. Just make sure all your borders are nice and even. Oh, how beautiful. I don't know. I don't even know which one I like the best. They're both so pretty. It's amazing the different look you're going to get just switching out your papers. And this paper pack is so versatile. All right, so then what I think I should do is add a couple of leaves here on the inside. Let's see if I can scoot this paper up. Good, I can. So I think what I'll do is I'll add just the tiniest bit of glue to the back. Wow, that's really a tiny bit. I need a little more than that. There we go. And then we're going to scoot this up. Oh, and there's the inside panel. Just a little something on the inside, just so it's not so bare. Oh, wow, it just turned out so good. But it's not done because we haven't added our accents. So there's these sparkly faceted sequins that are self-adhesive. I like to take a Take Your Pick tool, which is across the room. So I will not be using the Take Your Pick tool. I'm just going to use my scissor tip here. So we want to add 3 little sparklies, I think right there. And then we'll do another one maybe right here. And then we need one more, I think down here to accent the hello. So let me pull another one away. Right there. So I'm going to hold this up as close as I can to the camera. Hopefully you can see this, where I added the sparklies. So I've got one here. They hardly show up on the camera, I'm sure of it. But they show up really pretty in real life. So there they are. So let me show you both of the cards. And then let me know which one you like the best. I'd love to find out if you like the gold foil striped card or if you kind of like the marbled pale papaya background. They're just so fun. Thank you everyone for joining me today. I truly appreciate you. Now don't forget, my kit to go has a fairly quick turnaround. So the last day to order my kit to go is the 21st of July, and then hopefully I can ship by the end of the July. But if I can't get all of the product in, I will ship as soon as I can in early August. So I think that's it. If you'd like to check out my kit to go, be sure to go to my blog.